Hello guys, welcome to our channel Shubhada Group of Education Sirsi. You are watching Satish Sir's physics videos for Karnataka CET and NEET. Look at the problem on diffraction of light. A red light is generally used to observe diffraction pattern from single slit. If blue light is used instead of red light, then the diffraction pattern. Okay, so what happens to the diffraction pattern is the question here. As you know that the wavelength of the blue light, okay, so let me take it here. Wavelength of the blue light, that is less than what, the wavelength of the red light, correct? So therefore what actually happens is the fringe width is directly proportional to lambda, right? Is directly proportional to lambda, so therefore that's the reason why, as it is the replaced by what, red light, so therefore the fringe width should contract, should will contract. So that's the reason why option B is the right answer for this question. Okay, as you, the beta is directly proportional to lambda, as the lambda of the red light is greater than lambda of the blue light, so that's the reason why it will get contracted. Okay, look at the next problem here. For what distance is ray optics good approximation uh, when the aperture is 4 millimeter wide and the wavelength is 500 nanometer? So this problem is based on Fresnel's distance, the minimum distance for which the ray optics is a very good approximation. As you know that the Fresnel's distance ZF is equal to, what is that, a square divided by lambda. As you know that a is nothing but the width of the a is nothing but width of the aperture, that is what, 4 milli, 4 into 10 to the power of minus 3 square divided by the lambda is going to be how much, 500 nanometer into the power of minus 9 here. So this is going to be how much, 32 meter here. So this is what, 32 meter. Option A is the right answer for this question. Okay, the next problem says that a beam of light of wavelength 600 nanometer from a distant source falls on a single slit 1 millimeter wide, and the resulting diffraction pattern is observed on the screen 2 meter away. The distance between the first dark fringes on the either side of the central bright fringe is. As you know that the distance between the first dark fringes on either side of the central maxima, this is equivalent to what? This is what equivalent, we can say that width of the central maxima, right? Width of central maxima here. So therefore which is equal to 2 times lambda d divided by d, correct? So let me substitute now the values. 2 into 600 nanometer, 610 to the power of minus 9 into the capital D is 2 divided by 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3, so which is equal to 2.4 millimeter. So 2.4 millimeter is the right answer for this question. So please try to understand the concept behind this particular problem. They are expecting the distance between the first dark fringes on the either side of the central maximum, that should be what, width of the central maxima. So that is what, 2 times lambda d divided by d. Okay, the next problem says that a single slit Fraunhofer's diffraction pattern is formed with white light. For what wavelength of light the third secondary maximum in the diffraction pattern coincides coincides with the second secondary maximum in the pattern for lead light of wavelength 6500 angstrom? So as you know that the distance of the what is that, third secondary maximum, right, they have given. So that's the reason why we have the expression that x distance of the nth secondary maximum, that is what, 2 times n plus 1 into what, lambda d divided by 2 times a is the aperture here, and distance between the slits we can take now. So they have given the for red light. Okay, so for red light the question is given as 6,500 meters, right? Okay, for red light what actually happens here, for a red light for red light, as you know that x is equal to 4 plus 1, right, 2 into 2, 2 into 2, right? Secondary maximum. Third in a sense 2, exactly 2 it is now. Secondary maximum, so secondary maximum, 2 into 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 into lambda is going to be about 6500 angstrom, 6500 angstrom divided by 2 times a, 2 times a here. Okay, so for other light, okay, for other light we can say, for other light, for other light, okay, so what can we take now for other light? X is equal to, this is what third secondary maximum, in the sense 2 into 3 is 6 plus 1 into lambda. So lambda is going to calculate now into what? Into d is same here, d is same, assume that d is same here again, divided by how much? 2 times a. This is also constant here. So clearly let me make it as equation number 1 here, equation number 2. In, so as this is coincide, so x must be equal, correct? That's the reason I have taken x equal on both sides. So LHS is equal, then RHS must be equal. Then I can take 5 into 6500 angstrom divided by 2a, that is equal to 7 times lambda divided by 2 times a. So now we can easily calculate the value of lambda here. So I will get lambda as around like 4642.8 angstrom, so which is equivalent to option C. Option C is the right answer for this question. Okay, so light waves can be polarized. So the basically theory question, so that must be transverse in nature. So transverse in nature, so if the light behaves like a transverse in nature, so that it can be polarized here. Okay, the next problem is the angle of incidence at which the reflected light is totally polarized for the refraction from the air to glass is the question here. Okay, so now as you know that while polarization, if this is the incident ray of light and this is the normal, this is the reflected ray of light and this is the reflected ray of light, if there is a mutually perpendicular between the reflected ray of light as well as refracted ray of light, at that time we can say that this reflected ray of light is completely polarized, correct? Reflected light is completely polarized. So therefore let me take it as angle of incidence here. So now you know that it is going from air to water, sorry, air to glass here, air to glass of refractive index n, let me take here. Okay, so at that time what I can say here, according to Snell's law, we can say that sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction, that is going to be refractive index of the glass n I can take here, correct? As you know that this is what the angle of reflection r dash, let me take now. Okay, and here in between there is 90 degree, so therefore I can take that r dash plus 90 degree plus r, that must be equal to 180 degree. So therefore I can take r as how much? R as 90 minus 90 minus r dash, 90 minus r dash, correct? Or else I can take it as r dash equal to 90 minus r here. Okay, by using the laws of reflection of light, as you know that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection I equal to r dash, we can take r dash you can take. So therefore this is what instead of r I can substitute 90 minus r dash. So therefore sine I divided by sine 90 minus r dash, right? R dash, that is equal to n here. Sine 90 minus theta is cos theta, that is what sine I divided by cos r dash equal to n here. As you know that sine I, r dash equal to I, so therefore sine I by cos I is tan I, tan I equal to n, I equal to tan inverse of n, I equal to tan inverse of n. Option D is the right answer for this question. Okay, a Polaroid is placed at 45 degree to an incoming light of intensity I naught. Now the intensity of the light passing through the Polaroid, okay, after polarization would be clear. So now for this one I can use intensity of the transmitted light is I naught cos square theta. So that is what I naught into cos square 45, that is what I naught divided by 2. So this is the reason why option B is the right answer for this question. Okay, the next problem says that the Brewster angle for the glass air interface is 54.74 degree. If a ray of light going from air to glass strikes at an angle of incidence of 45 degree, then the angle of refraction is clear. So as you know that mu, according to Brewster's law, mu is equal to tan theta p. Okay, it is a Brewster's angle. It is what tan 54.74 degree here. That is what tan of 54.75 is going to be root 2. Okay, so mu equal to root 2 I can take now. Okay, the question is to find out the angle of refraction here. Correct? Angle of refraction. As you know that sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction equal to refractive index of the second medium with respect to first. As the ray of light is traveling from air to glass, so I can say that sine 45 degree divided by sine r equal to root 2 I can take. So therefore sine r equal to how much? 1 by 2, right? Sine 45 is 1 by root 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2 will do 1 by 2. It implies can take r equal to 30 degree. So option B is the right answer. 30 degree is the right answer for this question. Look at the next problem. Unpolarized light falls first on polarizer and then on the analyzer. If the intensity of the transmitted light from the analyzer is 1 by 8 times the of the incident unpolarized light, what will be the angle between the principal this is a pass axis, that is not topic axis. Okay, it is a pass axis of polarizer as well as analyzer is the question here, is the question, correct? So let me take the intensity of the intensity light is I dash. Let me take the intensity of light passing through the first polarizer is, let me take it as I naught. Let me take after that, and the intensity of light passing through the analyzer is going to be, let me take it as I here. Okay, so the unpolarized light falls first on the polarizer. Okay, this is the polarizer and this is the analyzer here. Okay, as the if the intensity of the transmitted light from the analyzer is, okay, it is given that transmitted in the analyzer is going to be I is equal to 1 by 8 times the incident unpolarized, that is what I dash here. Okay, so for that what I do is, as you know that I naught is equal to I dash divided by 2. Please try to remember this one. Okay, I naught equal to I dash divided by 2. So now this is okay, so here I naught is going to be how much? This is I dash divided by 2, as it is incident on the polar analyzer here. So for that what can I use is, so therefore I can say that I must be equal to I naught cos square theta, correct? So I naught can be written as how much? It is I dash, right? This is what I dash divided by 2 into cos square theta, that is equivalent to I is something about 1 by 8 times I dash divided by 8 now. I dash cancel, which is 1 by 4 now. 4, right? So therefore I will get cos square theta equal to 1 by 4 now. 1 by 4. It implies cos theta equal to how much? 1 by 2, right? It implies theta is equal to how much? 60 degree. Theta equal to 60 degree. For theta value is 60 degree. So that's the reason why option D is the right answer for this question. Very good question. Please try to understand the concept behind this particular problem. Okay. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please do like this video. Please do share this video with your friends and colleagues to support us. Please do subscribe to our channel. Please make a comment if you have any doubts so that I can help you with. Wish you all the best for your examinations. Good luck. Bye bye.